Hey there, everybody. So tonight I'm going to be sharing with you another version of what I did at the Peachtree Boot Camp. It was super fun, and my goal in this talk is to get you to think. I want us to think about our businesses. I want us to think about the way we think and apply that to how we do our business and how we do our DMO. So a little bit about me. I want to show you one of the greatest pictures you'll ever see, and that is this picture right here. Look at Sharon. She looks so good. What a beautiful family. I love them. They're just amazing. Sharon started, I'm going to keep the story short. We can do that another time because I want to respect your time tonight, and I went way over time at the boot camp. But you know, Sharon started doing this business a long time ago, 20 years. And, you know, there's something to be learned from that. Just that this is just like the mission of the company is to build a stable and lasting mission, stable and lasting company that helps as many people as possible realize their dreams. That's the vision of our founder, Jay Martin. And it's done that for us. It started off small. It started off as this little side hustle. But then she started getting more and more serious, and she started learning more and more skills, and she became more and more of a business person. It's not something you have to be afraid of. It's something that you learn as you go. And she did that. And she was able to grow and grow and grow. Eventually, once she did all the hard work, then, you know, I jumped in and started getting involved because I just realized, it took me time to realize not only the value of our products, but the integrity and the quality of our company is just incredible. So I just wanted to be involved, you know? So long story short, this grew over time. She was able to replace her guidance counselor salary. During that time, I went from being a classroom teacher to a school administrator. Then I started a college, Christian college music program that trained worship leaders. I did that 10 years. But, you know, our Juice Plus salaries gave us the confidence to not only have me walk away from the school board and walk away from a pension, which was, you know, kind of a hard thing to do. Some people would think of it as a risk. We didn't think of it as a risk because we have confidence in our company. It's awesome. And we know our product is great. And we can see that our business grows and that we have control. We can make it grow more by doing the activities more. So we took that risk and made those transitions to leave the school board. And then eventually 5 years ago, I left my my college director job. I still teach one class a week just because it's fun. And it's great to be able to work at a place where I don't have any of the problems. It's like being a grandpa. You know, I show up and everybody treats me like I'm still the man over there. But I just get to do what I want. I go in a recording studio and I help young artists like learn how to make songs and produce records and stuff. It's super fun. But now we're doing this full time and it's amazing. But you know what? It was quite a bit of a transition for me. We went through a lot of things. You know, one of the things that caused me to really want to make that transition was there was some tragedy in our lives, you know, just with some losses of my father passing away, and then a great friend of mine who we all worked with. Sharon and I both worked at Stoneman Douglas High School along with Joel and Julie. And one of my buddies from there just died one day. And it was like, you know, life is short. And that's what really prompted me to make the change to leave and do Juice Plus full time. So I'm doing Juice Plus full time, and we're learning how to work together over the last several years. But then some other things happened that really kind of threw a curveball to me. My buddy that I grew up with, Joel, he got sick, you know, and it really kind of rattled me. And then a few months later, there was the shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School where we all worked. Well, we live in the town that's right next to Parkland where that happened. So I know that people that when you're involved in something like that, when you live in the community that it happened at, it's like front and center. It's what was going on around here. And it really kind of threw me for a loop. Well, one of the people that came out of it that inspired Sharon in a certain way, just for her strength, was this girl, Emma Gonzalez. She was one of the students leaders at the school. that kind of stood up and ended up doing some speeches and became a leader within their movement or the changes those students are trying to make in the world. But she did this one speech. It was kind of impromptu. It was like 1 or 2 days after the incident happened. It was at the courthouse in Fort Lauderdale, and she stood up, and it was really emotional. And she was talking about the things that, I mean, you're talking about a 17-year-old girl here, the things that the government and the adults are telling her. But then she says, but her students, her friends say, we call BS. And then she would say another thing that the adults say, and we call BS. And that really inspired us. And it was pretty cool, like how strong she was. So we call BS now. That's something that Sharon and I do. So when I'm doing something and I say, well, it's got to be this way, and she says, no, I call BS. And the best thing that happened at Peachtree this weekend was afterward, 2 or 3 different people came up to me and said, you know what, Doug, I call BS on myself. And that's what I want for you guys tonight. You need to call BS when you got some thinking that just doesn't line up. Okay, so I came home, and I'm talking about me in this talk, just so you know. And I'm also realizing that this talk is really for people. It was designed for a boot camp. And this is not a boot camp, but it's a Monday night call. So, I mean, you could be doing something else. So it's probably a talk that's for people that are engaged in the business somewhat, right? And you guys realize that about, the 80-20 rule, about 80% of your team probably isn't actively working the business. And that's okay. We love them. They're part of the community, and they get what they want to get out of the business, right? They're a part of this. They love their Juice Plus. They share it not only with their own family, but they probably have 1 or 2 more customers. They make a little bit of money. They pay for their product. Everything's great. But 20%, 20% of the people really want to do something. And that's where I get passionate. And something that I'm passionate about is those of you that want to move forward, but you just can't quite figure it out. That's the code I want to crack, and I want to help you do that. So I'm talking about me in this, and I'm talking to other people that want to move their business forward. Well, I came home and started working the business full time, and I found out that it's kind of hard to be your own boss. Here's the Simpsons here. Homer's like working on the couch, but he's just got kind of a stick out, kind of messing with the computer over there. And that's kind of how it is sometimes. If you go ahead and call BS on yourself and look in the mirror and you're just completely honest, if I write down my time, it's like, man, I came home, I'm working full time. Yeah, I'm all in. But then all of a sudden, well, I can tell you it's way better at the grocery store at 10 a.m. Well, how would I know that if I'm really all in? Because I didn't used to go to the grocery store at 10 a.m. I used to be working when it was 10 a.m. Right? And so all of us that are doing this on a full-time basis, we need to look at our schedule and be honest with ourselves. Those of you that are doing this part-time, you have a bigger challenge. You really have to work on your time management. And I'm going to call BS if you say, well, I'm just too busy. Well, I'm a mom and I got 3 kids. And blah, blah. I'm not making light of that. But I'll tell you what, I know lots of moms. I know moms that have 10 kids that have built the business to NMD. And I mean, there's moms that we know, okay, that think of the names of the NMD 100 clubs that the 50 clubs. You wouldn't dare say, well, they're not very good parents. I mean, they make a lot of money, but they're not good parents. No, it almost seems like they're better parents. I mean, that's how I feel. And I'm not talking about us. I'm talking about other people. I mean, how are they doing this? Well, they don't wish it was easier. They just wish they were better, and they work on getting better. They don't accept excuses. They do what it takes to get there. So as I was sitting around on the couch like Homer here and pressing on the computer once in a while, wondering why my business isn't growing quicker, I started thinking, like, what is the deal? What is the real deal? And I started to realize a few things. I'm kind of a thinker. All right, so I realized some of the things that are messing things up for us are self-deception, which is why Homer's on the couch telling everybody he's working full-time over there. Then there's organizational deception. Those are things like within the organization or the culture of Juice Plus that might be deceiving us. Like, have we ever, maybe we've even done this. I mean, this was one of the themes. when they say, oh, it's part-time magic. And then people start up and you're like, listen, oh, no problem, man. It's part-time magic. You do part-time work and you get full-time pay. Well, I mean, maybe that's true for the people that have like got the momentum going and they have like, 6 qualified lines and everything's looking good at that point. But I'm pretty sure when you're starting out and you're trying to get momentum, it's like any other business. Okay, I'm just telling you the truth. It's going to be hard work. You're going to have to put in a lot of effort to get your momentum and build it up. And at first, you're going to put in a lot of time without a lot of return. Now, it's still better than going out and starting up a regular type of business. If we open the pizza place or something, we're going to take a huge loss. I had access to like so many books that I started doing some Amazon selling. So I have an Amazon store now. I got the books for free that I'm selling. And I still can't believe how low my profit margin is on these books. There's no way people that are actually selling things on Amazon, it's like their margins are like this. We have awesome margins. We're making a huge amount on trios and stuff. It's amazing. And then the third thing is poor self-thoughts. Oh, I'm sorry about my voice. I can get a regular water, Sharon. That would be helpful. So poor self-thoughts. That's where we just got the stinking thinking in our head. And that really messes us up. It just messes us up. So we're going to talk about how to fix that. So what about our why? This is a part where I'd love to see you guys answer some of these questions. Oh, look, she brought me gummies, everybody. Yes. This is either going to be a disaster or no. All right, purple gummies. Let's see if they fix a cough. Why am I eating gummies on a Zoom?
You can't make any promises like that, honey.
I'm making claims.
No claims.
All right. Hopefully somebody's typing some answers in here. Why are you doing this business? Let's see. Where is my... There it is. Oh, chat. I can't see my chat. Sharon, tell me an answer.
I don't see... Oh, here we go. Because it would be selfish not to tell people about it, from Elizabeth Fry.
That's awesome. All right, so that's more of like the feeling the heart, the obligation of like the mission. Do we have any others?
Not yet. You guys want to type in? There we go. Higher standard of life. From Ryan Clark.
Yeah, that's...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Robin Williams, because it made me feel amazing and I want other people to know about it. Nicole Medina, to have more flexibility, spend time with my kids.
All right.
Casey Ditko, to have the freedom to be home with my family. Dr. Landon Freedom. Darby, it's a multiple answer. To make America healthy again. Stacy, because I like being my own boss, owning my ability to make choices. Michelle Fletcher, create a life that I've dreamed. Stephanie Teal, to pay for the car and house payment. We'll go from there. Dana Popham, to contribute financially to my family.
Okay.
Bella, live the best life.
All right, that's good for now, Sharon.
That's good, yes.
They're rolling. So there's a couple of reasons we hear in there. Number one is financial. The next one is mission, to share health with people. And that's awesome. I love sharing health with people. I appreciate what it's done for us and our family. But to be honest with you, like my why is not, it doesn't end up coming back to the health because that's important to me, but I could do that for free. For me, this has got to be a business. And so I want you to really think about the business side of things, because sometimes the people, now it's okay if you're sharing it for the health reasons, just make sure. Now you got to remember, I work with artists. So sometimes like music artists are like, I want to sing this song this way. And then they're like, I'm not making any money at this. Well, it's like, well, you can't confuse art with money. If you want to make money, you conform the art to make sure that it's going to sell. If you want to do pure art, you don't even care. You know what I mean? You're just slinging mud against the wall. And sometimes that makes money, usually after they die though. But when it comes to the business, make sure if you want to see your check go up, if that's something you're passionate about, you got to treat it like a business, okay? So other questions to really ask yourself, to look in the mirror, is like, what do you want to achieve in this? And then the third one, I would love for you guys to answer, and you don't have to if you're not comfortable with this, but I think this is an important question to ask new people when they're starting up. And these are the questions that we ask when we're starting somebody. Why are you doing the business? What would you like to achieve? And then if a few people could tell me, what is a meaningful amount of money income for you from Juice Plus? Let's say monthly. At what point is it like, okay, now we're cooking with gas? That's good. Sharon, is that too personal of a question?
Probably. Not for a couple of them. 5,000 or more NMD. Those
all right.
Are answers. Oh,
5,000 is a cool number because that's like 60,000 a year.
20,000, 6,000.
All right. Well, that's good.
3,000.
So 3,000.
2,500, 8,000, 120, 24,000.
24,000 a year or a month?
Oh, a year. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's okay. I mean, there's people that make 24,000 a month for sure. Okay. So that's good. That's good. Now let's think about this next question. So when you ask somebody these questions, and I want to ask you this question, you know what that amount of money is you would like to make. You know what you want to achieve. Maybe it's NMD, maybe it's presidential plus or star marketing director. How much time are you willing to invest in your business each week? You don't have to answer that in the chat. You could. Kind of curious. So how many hours a week? So if you just say average per day, what does it seem like? Some of you guys are working full time. So maybe you can squeeze a few in a day, multiply that by 6 or something, take a day off. I don't know how you do it. We got any numbers popping up, Sharon?
3 to 4 hours a day, at least a power hour, 20 hours a week, 5 hours a day of working the business plus events in the evening and weekends if needed.
Yeah. So what I want you guys to do is when you have that number of the amount you want to make, and then you have another number of how much time you're willing to invest. Now, just so you guys know, I did a spreadsheet where it auto-calculated the dollars per hour if you did that, and then how much per year it is. And I did a full chart of 1 hour a day, 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day based on each amount. And it was long. And then I realized, okay, I don't need to share this with people because the people that are putting in, like 30 hours a week and they're only making this many dollars are making like $8 an hour. And it's like, well, that's not very encouraging. But for them, it's a startup or whatever. So, but the real question is this. Are those two numbers that you made, are they congruent with what's reasonable that the company would pay for the amount of time you're willing to invest in your business? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Now, you got to be honest. You can't say, well, I'm worth this much. You have to realize you have a business and you have a budget and you're home. Well, Juice Plus is a company, and they have a budget too. They're going to sell $800 million of Juice Plus this year, okay? That's and they only have so much profit they're making from that. They don't have like a bucket of money, and they say, well, Doug feels like he should make $5,000 a month, so let's send him a check for $5,000. It's based on how much Juice Plus is being sold through you and your team, okay? I know business is a bad word, but I'm going to call BS on that. It is a business because there's a product and there's money, there's customers, there's orders. Hello, it's a business. So hate to break your heart, some of you guys, but it's a business. And if Juice Plus isn't being sold, nobody's making any money. The company isn't, you aren't, nobody. So what's the reasonable amount for the company to pay? And you got to make sure that kind of lines up and that's congruent. Now, you also have to realize if you're in a point where you're building something, let's say we started that pizza shop, we're probably going to be killing ourselves. We're going to be doing 80 hours a week and we're going to be losing money for years. And then somebody just told me the other day, they have a company And I'm like, well, how's it going with that? Because, I think they do Juice Plus a little bit and a company. And they're like, well, you know what? We actually last month we broke even. First time in 5 years. We're now actually breaking even. So we're breaking even. I said, well, not if you consider the 5 years you lost money. I mean, you still got to catch up for all that. None of us are losing money on Juice Plus. So that's pretty cool. All right. So think about those numbers and then think about how much you should work in order to build a business to the place where you want to put it. All right. So, but sometimes we don't. So this is a concept Sharon and I learned recently because I think you would agree. Some people are interested in Juice Plus and they kind of hang around the community. That's cool. Then there's people that are committed. I definitely would say I was committed, wouldn't you? I walked away from my pension. And then 10 years later, I walked away from a 6-figure job in order to work Juice Plus full time. I could have stayed at that job and still made the Juice Plus money, but I walked away from it. So that's commitment. But there's another level that I think we got to think about. So I'm calling BS on the committed people, starting with me. Fully committed is the next level. Being all in, really doing whatever it takes to build. If I'm here and I want to go to here, what does it take to get there? I don't need to just say, man, I don't understand why I'm not there. I don't think this marketing plan works because I'm not going there. It needs to be like, what do I got to do to get here? And then you do whatever it takes. Think about the people that are awesome, not just in Juice Plus. Think about it in all areas of life. Think about athletes, musicians, my goodness, organizations, nonprofits, churches. They're fully committed. They're living it. They're doing it. Okay, they're not. When we open our pizza place, guys, we're not going to say, let's see, how many pizzas do we have to serve to break even? And then we kind of pace ourselves to only sell that many pizzas. We want to be Papa John. I mean, Papa's not counting his pizzas. He's selling them all over the place. They're not even good, and he just keeps selling them. It's amazing. All right, so what would it take to get you where you want to be? So you don't have to go 10x. That's a book by Grant Cardone. You don't have to go 10x forever. You just need a season. Everybody, I said this in the room, and people like Jennifer Saville and Stephanie Getz, they're nodding their heads when you say you need a season where you go crazy. And that'll give your whole business momentum and keep it going. But then sometimes you're like, but I have this response, but no. Everybody's got the same hours in the day, okay? That 100 Club NMD that has 10 homeschooled kids has the same time in the day, okay? Beyonce has got the same hours in the day as we do, and she's getting it done, okay? Her and Jay, is that his name? Yeah, they're getting it done. Jay-Z. All right? Do whatever it takes, guys. And don't expect it of your team. Don't be like, oh, yeah, I'm going all in. Man, Doug pumped me up. Hey, guys, this is it. We're going to do it. No. Don't go ruining their lives. And some of you guys with like spouses and stuff, don't be all over your husband and like, come on. Don't ruin people's lives. They're operating where they want to operate. And you got to love them where they're at and keep them around the campfire. Why don't you show them the activity, and maybe it'll be contagious and they'll catch it. And they'll be like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, well, I'm doing this. You want to do it with me? But don't expect it of them. Because some people are thinking, man, if I could just get so-and-so to get to this PVC level, and then they're like, hey, let's call all your customers. No, you go find your own customers, make them raving fans, turn them into team members, and then you're not going to have to worry about that person raising their PVC as much, okay? They will. If you're doing it, you model it, they'll do it. All right, so I really struggled, guys. I came home, and I wanted to be my own boss. I mean, somebody said that. I think it's Stacy, but she's a good boss. She wanted to come home and be her own boss. But it's hard. It's really hard. I hate the thought that I really need a boss. And the last thing coming home, working with a spouse, I can't let Sharon like be the boss. Of course, she is the boss, but We're each other's bosses, but not really, because that doesn't go so well, does it, Sharon, when I start bossing you around and then you start bossing me around? I think you didn't even boss me around yesterday, and I freaked out because I thought you were bossing me around. Overshare. But no, we can't be each other's bosses. We got to be our own bosses, okay? So you got to work on that. So maybe you don't even know what to do, okay? But you do know what to do. You do the DMO. The DMO worksheet is on the Freedom Revolution. You go there. This is, and it has like check boxes where you can write in the names of the people you're going to talk to and stuff. But it's pretty simple. You talk to 2 new people, 2 follow-ups. You know, you get 2 follow-ups with the people you talk to, 2 customers, and 2 team. Now, if your goals are modest, this is a good system. Somebody said earlier, I'm going to do at least my power hour every day. You are absolutely right. And if you do your power hour and you do this every day, you will grow your business. But if you go to conference and you hear Jennifer Saville talk, I assure you, or you wonder, like Casey Schloss, I mean, she's like 12 months to NMD. She's not calling 2 people a day, guys. It's more. And she was a pharmacist at the time, working full-time, just so you know. But you got to do a lot more than 2. Okay, you got to do more. And is it hard? Yes, but the NMDs aren't crying in their speeches because it was easy. They're crying because, my goodness, they just climbed to the top of Mount Everest. I know, I'm supposed to make it sound easy, but I'm not going to lie to you. You need to do events, 3-way calls, social media. You can read the list, but let's think about it. When we do our DMO, some of you guys, like, you only have 1 hour a day to do this. So if you have your 1 hour, even if you're locking your door, you put a sign on there and says, kids, leave me alone, I'm working. You go into the room, you listen to Voxer. I mean, that is not going to be, I mean, what if I did that? Okay, let's take a look here. Here's Doug's Voxer. You probably can't see it. It says 7,212 unheard messages. Okay, does that stress you out, Michelle? Michelle's like, Okay, so I mean, that ain't gonna be the first thing I go to. I scroll Voxer and I first check to see even who's leaving message. Michelle, if you leave me a message, I'm gonna check it. I'm not terrible on Voxer. I'm not the best, but Campbell NMD, Beavers NMDs, all these different NMD chats and all this stuff. It's like, I'm not listening to that unless I got spare time or something. And then next, so let's say I listen to like 30 minutes of Voxer, and then I go on social media and I start scrolling and just scroll, like. It ain't gonna get you there. Maybe I take like 50 minutes and I do like a post, and it's the ultimate post, but I copied that post from like some like 20-year-old cheerleader workout girl in Juice Plus that like is doing like gym poses. It ain't gonna do anything for me. Okay, so you need to do the stuff that matters. You have to prioritize your DMO. If you're not talking to people, you're not gonna grow your business. Bottom line, that's it. You're not gonna grow your business. How are you gonna talk to people? You're either gonna do it on social media. You're gonna do it by going through your contacts and like texting people. Hey, Landon, how's it going? What's new? Oh man, blah 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 blah. Oh really? Blah blah blah. Hey, want to grab lunch? And he's like, yeah. And then we go to lunch and you talk about life. Because somebody just asked this question, what do I even talk to people about? You just talk to people. You ask them about family and their work and stuff they're interested in. Then of course you're gonna end up talking about what you're passionate about. You got your Juice Plus side gig going. You're really excited about the stuff you're learning, and man, it's just going so great. And hey, can I send you some information on that anyway? That's how it works. That's how it works, okay? And then personal growth, of course. But if you go and I mean, I can do an hour of personal growth a day, but what if that's my power hour? It's not going to grow my business, okay? Now, I'm going to call BS for some of you because I know people, I don't even know if they're on the team or not. I'm not on the team, but on this call, but they say like, I don't have time for personal growth. I'm too busy. Amy Getz, and if you don't listen to Amy Getz, there's just something wrong with you, okay? Amy Getz says, if you shouldn't even leave the house until you've done your personal growth. Just saying. You can listen to the people that are super successful, or you can come up with your schemes, but they're not going to work. All right. All right. So, but even if we know, I'm telling you what you're supposed to do. Why don't we do it sometimes? Well, you might be deceiving yourself. You might lie to yourself. And I think I've said enough about that, but please start checking yourself. Check. You need a BS meter. You need to think about the stuff that other people are teaching you. You got to realize some of the people teaching you things have been doing this a long time, like us. We don't do it the same as you every day. Sharon did this 20 years ago. She didn't make it to sales coordinator from beginning to sales coordinator with the internet. Well, I guess you had the internet, but you didn't have Facebook and stuff. So it's a little different. It's a little different. So you need to think about it, and you don't dismiss your upline's things, but you need to talk about it. You can push back a little bit and help them think. Maybe they'll call BS on themselves. Lack of vision is a big thing, and then poor self-thoughts. So vision. You've got to have vision. Vision is bigger than the why, guys. The vision is seeing what you're going to become and where you're going to do. Whys are good. They can drive you, but that gives you a reason why you want to do something. But vision lets you actually see the thing you're going to do and what you're going to become. So based on your goals, let's think about this. Who do you need to become to get there? There's some people that you might be really close to, like making it to like leadership levels in this business. Do you roll like one of the leaders? Like, could you see yourself realistically like being one of those team leaders that like run a team, that go to conference, you're hanging out with other NMDs and you're talking shop and you do this and yeah, we do this, we do that. Those are some of the things we got to slow down sometimes. You guys are busy, but part of personal development, I do this thing called the Miracle Morning. And it's the part of that is a time of not only meditation, but visualization. So you got to visualize the person that you need to become in order, and that person does achieve those goals. Okay. For me, I'll be transparent. A guy like Kurt Beavers is somebody I look up to. Okay. So like, I mean, not in some weird way, I visualize I want to be like Kurt Beavers. And it's not that, and I call BS, by the way. It's like, Doug, you should feel better about yourself. Never wish you're somebody else. I don't wish I'm somebody else. I'm saying that guy's killing it. He's writing books and he's on boards of all these different organizations. I need to be more like him. Okay. I just joined a board, by the way. So that's pretty cool. My first one. Who do you need to be that person? Visualize yourself quietly, not with the kids all around you, jumping on you. Being that person, doing those activities. What does it look like when you're already operating at that goal? What does it look like? It's going to come back to like that activity that you should be doing. What is the activity of that person? And then that's having vision for it, okay? The final thing was the positive self-thoughts or poor self-thoughts. We're going to turn them into positive. This is a big deal. If you're taking notes, just write this down. And I'll tell you where I got this from in just a second. We're almost done. What you think about determines how you feel. Hopefully everybody would agree with that. If we think about something, we're going to get feelings. Anytime you have a feeling, you thought about something to get that feeling. Okay? And realize sometimes that's real, what you thought about, what you thought, and sometimes it's not even real, but you can still end up with the feeling. So that's a big, big, big concept in life. How you feel determines your actions. When after the Stoneman Douglas thing and then Joel got sick, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I'd stay in bed sometimes. It's like I just sat there and thought these terrible thoughts. How could this happen? Why do bad things happen to good people? What's wrong with the world? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then your actions determine your outcomes. Laying in bed doesn't get you a promotion, okay? So what you think about determines how you feel determines your actions, and your actions determine your outcomes. So we need to go back to the beginning and control our thoughts. You can program your brain with the right thoughts. You know, the whole thing like Think and Grow Rich and how, you know, the universe brings things to me. I don't really believe that personally. I think it's more of like the people that I know that have those thoughts and they meditate on those thoughts, they're programming their brains, they're visualizing who they should be, they're visualizing abundance and things coming to them, and all of a sudden they have these certain feelings which determines their actions, then they do the activities and the stuff happens. And that's a pretty big thing. So in closing, I want you guys to take responsibility. Realize this might go against some of the things we say. Sometimes we'll say, it's not about you, it's about everybody else. I'm going to call BS from my perspective and say, maybe it is about you. Stop blaming other people. Don't stop wishing your team was doing something else. It's like, you should be grateful and love your team. And I know you do, but don't wish they were doing something else. Love them enough, coach them and encourage them. Don't blame the company. Don't blame your upline. Of course, that's weird because I'm your upline, most of you. But we learned from Eric Worre. He said, hey, you go home from this conference, call your upline up, thank them, say, hey, thank you so much for all you've done. Yeah, I won't really be needing your help regularly anymore. I'm not saying you need to do that to us, but mentally realizing it's your business. It's not my business. It's your business. Once you take that responsibility, you're going to feel empowered and you're going to do something with it. Get in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Realize you are the biggest driver of your success. Man, I said upline too many times. I swear we're not focusing on us. We don't talk about you guys like that. But I just want you to feel empowered. I don't want you to feel like attached too much. You guys, we respect you. If you've been in this, now this is not in the beginning, by the way. We're talking about after you're rolling, after you know stuff. And the day you take away all the excuses is the day you're going to blow up. All right? Just take it. Go for it. Personal development, guys. Personal development. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Jim Rohn. If you, this is a YouTube, but it's audio. You have to listen to this. Building your network marketing business. You should have every new person listen to this. And all of us should listen to it again. It's wonderful. All right. GoPro. GoPro gives you the 7 steps. Remember earlier we were talking about like, how do I get customers? How do I meet people? It's all in there. It gives you scripts of things to say. The Freedom Revolution website is based on this book. You should have this book. I have it on hard copy. I have it on Audible. Freedom Revolution, password is revolution. Hang out there. This is a business. Guys, if we started a Chick-fil-A, have you ever seen the manual? Like when you open a Chick-fil-A, it's like 480 pages long. You would probably read it, and that's why they're successful. Let's learn our business. Let's be professionals. Let's take it serious. Here's some things I really recommend. High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. The Miracle Morning, if you don't have a routine or you're curious about what I'm saying. New one that I'm kind of into is Grant Cardone. If you go to themillionairebooklet.com, I'm pretty sure, search for that, it's free. Of course, you give him your email and he's going to send you 5,000 emails a day, but you can still get off that list if you want to. What about podcasts? Are you guys into podcasts? If you don't know how to use podcasts, just learn. You need to learn because there's free content. It's ridiculous. The one on the left, top left, is GoPro with Eric Worre. Great episodes. Brendon Burchard. The hip-hop preacher, Eric Thomas, right there, The Secret to Success. Cardone Zone, I don't listen to, honestly, that much. It's really long episodes. That one in the bottom left, Home Business Profits with Ray Higdon. It's really, if you're into like the business side of things, and it's really good. It's good. But it can get a little towards the network marketing-ish side of things, so be careful. Brooke Castillo, Castillo. Castillo, is the bottom left over here, bluish one. The Life Coach School, that's the one that talks about training your brain. She has hundreds of episodes, but if you scroll all the way back to episode 1 through 8, it might change your life. That's all I'm going to say. I listen to it over and over. Then there's more podcasts. The thing on the right is my, what do you call that, Audible. I read, but my eyes are getting rougher. It's hard, so I listen a lot more. But you got to be into that stuff, guys. So now what? Realize you're enough. Wendy Campbell's right. You got everything you guys need to do it right now. Even if you have no team, you got everything you need to do it. All right? What would 5, 10, or 20 new team members do to your business? What would it take to go get them? I don't know. It's hard. But what if you did it? Some people are going to do it. Mexico's about to open. Somebody's going to get rich off of Mexico. I talked to Bob Burdick this week. I said, so what do you got, Bob? What do you got for me? He's like unbelievably high up in this business. He says, who do you know in Romania? I'm like, what? Who do you know? I don't know anybody. He goes, what do you mean you don't know anybody in Romania? You know somebody that knows somebody in Romania? And then I start listing. Oh yeah. He goes, yeah. Romania opens on the 23rd of this month. I'll be over there for 10 days. And I'm like thinking, my goodness, the guy's already one of the biggest guys in Juice Plus. He's going to Romania to make sure that he is the one that makes all the money from Romania. So that's big thinking. $800 million of Juice Plus will be sold this year. Maybe we're thinking too small if we want to make $1,000 a month. Just saying. Because there's $800 million of Juice Plus. It's going to be sold with or without Doug. So I'm just thinking maybe I should increase my piece of the pie a little bit. So that's what Sharon and I want to do this year, and we're going to do it. We didn't talk about the double-double. It's kind of too late for that. But bottom line is you got to think bigger. Whatever your number was, I want you to double it. And whatever that number was, double it again. And if that seems crazy, that's okay. We're going to wrap up because in 3 minutes, I'm going to dial into this call because Mickey Daigle just makes me like excited. They call it Keep Punching University. So, and because he works in the boxing world, it's pretty cool. But the direct dial is right there at the top of the screen. I'm going to dial my phone right after we're done. And today is Patrick Van Duzy. I don't know who that is, but it's a millennial call. And I'm always trying to figure out what's going on with the millennials because that's the future. That's my retirement fund, the millennials. So I'm going to go figure that out. I hope this was a little bit helpful to you guys and that you got some value. I'm going to pause this.